What's going on, everyone? This is your host, Auspicious Bird, and welcome back to the Auspicious Conversation Podcast. We are now on episode 2. It's crazy. If this beat sounds a little bit familiar, my boy here, one of our very special guests, he made it. And he sampled it off of something called Duped. If you're a Doom fan, you probably know about it. You really have to know about it if you're a Doom fan. But yeah, it's kind of nice. So just drop back and give it a little bit of a listen. And if you like what you're hearing, you can hit my man up. He is just back from New York. He had to fight 6-foot rats all day when he was there, but he's still alive and he's still kicking. And right now he's on some I don't know, he's on some Dark Souls shit because I know he fight big old rats in Dark Souls. Say what's up to the people, Intel.
You know what's funny? I went to New York without Tim's but a do-rag, and I came back with Tim's and a do-rag. I bought some Tim's in New York. I went to an outlet store and bought some Tim's.
How much?
They were $150.
Alright, maybe he's not rocking the struggle outfit. Anyways, my very next special guest, I believe he is playing Battalion 1944 right now, so if he starts yelling some really weird shit, starts getting really toxic, just ignore him. He claims that he's beaten Lewis Hamilton in a race every single time, but I haven't seen him drive in maybe 2 months. Say what's up to the people, Endless.
My car got totaled. It's not fair.
Yeah, he's about to go from Endless Mustang to Endless BRZ.
Endless Purs.
He's gonna go to Endless Nissan shitbox if he's not careful.
Bro, honestly, would not be surprised.
Like every week, nigga, you got something to do with your car.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the car was gonna have some.
Car accident.
I knew it was gonna have some minor complications when I got it. I just didn't think it was gonna be to like the level where I can't drive the car longer than my drive to work, or else it overheats. So.
Well, the moral to the story, kids, whenever you buy a used car, make sure to get an inspection done. Alright, but this podcast is going to be a little bit shorter. We don't have a ton to talk about, but we got just enough. First thing we're going to talk about is gaming. So, new Call of Duty, I think it's just called Modern Warfare, right?
Yep.
The multiplayer for that just recently got dropped. Endless, you are a residential first-person shooter, toxic Call of Duty player. Tell us about it. Tell us your thoughts on it.
And I'll say it looks good. And I'm not just saying that from perspective of somebody who eats, breathes, sleeps, shits fucking Call of Duty. So it's a good game not only as a COD game, but it has a lot of properties of modern military shooters. No minimap, for example. Some that I can't remember last time, if ever there hasn't been a minimap in a COD game. Double sprint. They got 20v20. It's a whole lot of bigger things going on in a new world. So should be exciting.
Alright, nice. But I'm pretty sure they made some pretty big changes to it that you were looking forward to, right? Like a bunch of attachments and weapons and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in Smith, 30 to 60 attachments per gun. You can still only put a maximum of 5 on the gun, but you have options of up to 60 per weapon.
Alright, nice. Intel, give us your thoughts on the Modern Warfare multiplayer.
Fucking happy. I've been saying ever since they got in this whole pick 10 system, I fucking hate it. I've been waiting for them to go back to the old ways of Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2. Because I feel like Modern Warfare 2 is just peak Call of Duty, 1v1 me on Rust. Oh man. Bruh, you can't tell me those are the days where you ain't got shit to do, but maybe some homework. And then you can come home and start kicking niggas' asses in Rust. Boy. If I could just feel a fraction of the joy it was of turning on my Xbox and being called gamer words and then totally shitting on people, it'll be great. But in terms of like gameplay, one of my favorite like FPSs right now is Siege, and I like that they're taking like this slower, methodical approach instead of the Rambo style. Because I feel like if you're gonna do a first-person shooter, you don't need to be Rambo all the time. That's what games like Doom are for. Wolfenstein. And with Doom Eternal coming out, I feel like I've got enough Ramboing I can do. So it's gonna be nice to just you know, go back to basics. I like the whole 3 perks instead of being forced to only take like 1 or 2 or none if you want a good gun. That's one main problem I have with Black Ops 4. Because in like that game, they have the whole pick 10 system, and with that, it's you can take 1 gun, and then you can get like fucking I think in total 5 attachments, but that takes up all your slots, which I've never liked. I think it's retarded. But I'm excited to see where the franchise goes from this point on. Hopefully, it's the rebirth of Call of Duty. The franchise has been stale for years now, so hopefully this is a good jumping off point. Especially since they said it's not a remake; it's more of a reboot of the franchise. So.
Gotcha. But I'm being real, the last Call of Duty I actually played was probably Black Ops 2, because I just stopped caring about the series after that. But I heard that Black Ops 4, where it had the like Battle Royale sort of feature to it, I heard that one wasn't too bad, but would you say that it was still just kind of like a stale Call of Duty that we've been seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like new, and then it became, you know, same as the rest. Not too long after launch, game got pretty stale pretty quick. Not a lot of content. The whole DLC for this year wasn't exactly clear. So
it wasn't clear at all.
Following content launches and stuff like that was not really possible.
So it was just kind of a big mess.
Yeah,
So,
it was
like,
a mess.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good.
To put it in perspective, me and Austin are zombies nerds, right? We fucking love playing zombies. That's like the main reason I got Black Ops 4. But they have like these little seasons or like operations, kind of like they do in Siege, and I guess you would kind of classify it as back in the day when they used to do just map packs. But instead of doing it the regular way, they'll have the zombies map released after the multiplayer map packs, but you can never tell when the zombies map is actually going to drop because no one knows. It's always up in the fucking air, and it's one of the most annoying things in the world because it's like I'm not playing the game for the one reason I wanted to play the game.
Alright, I got you. But what about this new Call of Duty makes you think that it's gonna be a banger?
New game engine.
Yeah.
For the first time, and I couldn't even tell you how long. It's a totally new game engine. Boots on the ground, slower paced. It's a direction that the community's wanted the game to go for a very long time, and it's starting to actually go in that direction. A lot of focus on the gunplay, as you can tell by the customization options for the guns, which is, you know,
they have 3
good.
states of reloading now.
Do they? I didn't hear about
Yes,
that.
They have
like
the
a quick
active
reload?
they have the quick reload, which is like the tactical reload, which is where if you spend some of your bullets,
Yeah.
you reload it back to full clip. Then you have the full reload, which you'll lose some of the bullets if you haven't used them all. Then you have the ADS reload too.
Gotcha. I mean, that's
which is pretty cool.
kind of going back to the whole like attachment ordeal. I don't know. I kind of didn't mind the pick 10 system. I could see how over time it would definitely get old, but I didn't mind it because like I just like getting a primary, just loading that up, loading up some perks for it, and then just going out. But I don't know. It's kind of nice to see they're going back to the roots a little bit. Hopefully, this will be the boots on the ground that we want, and not Infinite Warfare, which is infinite butt cheeks, if I do say so myself. Wait, what's Infinite Warfare any good actually?
The zombies
The campaign was really good in Infinite Warfare.
Okay.
I like the
Fantastic
zombies mode.
campaign.
Alright. I don't know, just remember the whole like hate train for it and all that, but after
Yeah,
it
I
came
will
out-
say, I'm
multiplayer
kind of
wasn't
excited
that
to
good.
see how the campaign for Modern Warfare goes because I was watching some interviews and they're like, we're gonna try and push some of the limits for what we can actually do in a video game. And then they brought up, remember No Russian? They're like, we're gonna make it look like a kid show.
Okay then.
I was like,
God.
is this the
No,
edit
they
you
already
want
had to
for
cut
me?
some stuff. Like
They already cut some shit?
the kid what is it? The kid terrorist thing. I know there's some controversy surrounding something where you play as like a kid and you like blow something up. I don't really know. But I heard they removed that whole sequence from the game because of backlash. So
In this day and age, you can't make anything like No Russian anymore.
but those things are important. I think things like that need to still exist.
Yeah.
Otherwise we're just becoming too sensitive.
I mean, even back when No Russian was a thing, like that still has some controversy around it because that was a
That
pretty
had a
brutal
lot of
mission.
controversy. I remember.
But like now, when people are much more sensitive and not nearly as savage as they used to be back in those days, like you really can't make anything like that.
I feel like our problem. This goes into like a deeper issue that we probably don't have the time to talk about. But I feel like if they were to make a No Russian nowadays, it would spark more debate of is it insensitive due to the fact of the multiple like mass shootings going on nowadays, which is why I don't think a No Russian could ever exist like today. But yeah. I think it's kind of cool that they're like, yeah, we're gonna actually try and push some of the limits of what we can do with this new game, which you don't see too often. I think like the only other developer that's like, yeah, we're gonna fuck with your head a little bit is like CD Projekt Red. That's it.
CD Projekt. But Endless, do you think this would get you back into the competitive scene? Okay.
No.
Bro, look, I got a full-time job, about to go back to school, 20 years old. I got a car that overheats 15 minutes after you turn it on. Competing is the last thing on my mind right now.
He doesn't have time to call kids faggots anymore and take their lunch money, as he would say it.
Nope. Hanging up the sticks.
Gonna.
Of course, if there's anything like happening locally, then I mean, like, why not?
He's still gonna pop up and show him how it used to be.
Show him the good old days.
Back in my day. What if it's so bad? If we were to ever show up at like a COD event, we could actually say, back in my day, we had 3 attachments, we had 3 perks and a couple attachments.
Everyone's fucking like the amateur scene in COD literally changes who's in it every like 3 days. It's so you get like because people aren't good at every game. You play a new game every year, so being consistent's about the hardest thing in all of COD, right?
Yeah.
So you have some people that like were really good at like the jetpack games, and then the second one went back to boots on the ground, they just vanished, right? And like,
If I remember correctly, you were really good at the jetpack games.
I was really good at the jetpack games. I'm better at boots, but I was pretty good at jetpacks. But there's some people that can't do one or can't do the other, and it just.
I remember when we used to have the finals, and you used to bring your TV.
Yeah.
And then one time we played, I think it was Advanced Warfare or Black Ops 3. But I like quit halfway there. I was like, fuck this shit. This ain't worth it. This nigga will kick my ass every time.
Yeah, you were out here ice skating on the walls and shit, and I'm just here like, bro, how do I shoot this guy? Anyways, moving on, let's talk about Apex Legends Season 2. So, Season 1 was kind of a flop. Like, they had the beta, which was fine.
Kind of a flop?
Alright, it was a teraflop, how about that? But,
nigga, that was not
I don't know, it's just that with Season 1, there wasn't really much with the Battle Pass, that's what they have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there just wasn't a whole lot to it, just some basic skins.
Not a lot of content.
Yeah.
After figure out the reason why it wasn't a whole lot of content, I am not mad at it. I just feel like they probably should have delayed it a little bit more.
What is the reason?
They refused to like make their employees crunch.
To make their employees what?
Crunch, like spend like 80-hour weeks working on the
game.
game.
Okay.
Unlike Epic.
Yeah,
so they would like restrict their hours and stuff.
Yeah,
so
they would be like,
yeah.
You only have to work your mandatory 40. Other than that, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, when you're developing a game, you work way longer than 40-hour weeks.
I know what I'm saying. You only have to do your mandatory, like, come in this time, leave this time. They weren't going to make you stay, like, all day or all night, lose sleep over the game.
Yeah.
But now they've had, like, a good, I want to say, year or so to do the full, when did Season 1 drop?
Not a year ago.
It's been a while though.
It's been a couple months. It's been like 3 or 4 months since the game dropped. Yeah.
Since Season 1.
Yeah.
You're sure about that?
I think so. Check real quick. Just Google it.
Hey Google. Fuck you, Google. You're not working. I'll just Google it. Regular old way. I don't think it was. I think it was a bit ago. When?
But
This podcast is shit, by the way. We don't have everything.
What?
This podcast is shit. We don't have everything going.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I also heard that like they were kind of who's the development team behind Apex? What was their name?
I'm not sure. It's not Respawn, is it?
Yeah, it's Respawn.
Yeah, it is Respawn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard that Respawn was also kind of pressured. Like people were asking like, yo, so when's the Battle Pass coming out, things like that, because they're the main computer with Fortnite, and they gotta release some Battle Passes. But yeah, they have a new character, I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually got around to playing Season 2 yet. I was going to, but then I got sidetracked with something. But I've seen her, and she is pretty dope. She actually has a really good ultimate ability. Some people say that it's not good, but just looking at it, like puts up a cage and like acts as a trophy system, I'm pretty sure. So when people are like throwing grenades and shit at you, it destroys them. And I think it also heals ally shields when they're inside of it. So it's actually a pretty good ability if you use it right. But I don't know. I'm smashed at Apex Legends, so I get around to it every now and then. But,
Apex Legends is fun. It's a nice break from Fortnite, I want to say.
Yeah, I've never liked Fortnite.
keep hearing that.
I got into Apex right as they started getting tired of Fortnite.
I think everyone's tired of Fortnite. That's why they're trying to copy Apex Legends right now. I don't know. Do you guys really have anything else to say about Apex Legends Season 2? Like, they made a lot of good improvements to it, but I don't know. I'm still not the biggest first-person shooter person. So I may not get around to
Holy shit, we're all gonna die.
What,
Why?
the Thunder?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of lightning outside.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, you guys got anything else to say about Apex Legends Season 2?
No, not really. We just gotta see how everything plays out. It's all dependent on the support that the season gets.
Yeah, I honestly don't mind if they take things slower than usual in order to for more quality.
If they were to do a season maybe every 6 months, I'd be okay with that. That gives them time to like flesh out what they want to do and everything. Gives them ample time to develop and model and all that. Put out any tweaks and fixes.
Yeah, but last piece of gaming I want to talk about. So, Ninja, probably the biggest streamer there is. He is apparently leaving Twitch and going to what was it called again?
Mixer.
Mixer. What would you say? Mixer is probably the second biggest streaming platform. Or
No, third.
Third. What? YouTube?
Yeah, probably
the
third.
second?
YouTube for the second business.
Yeah,
Biggest.
gotcha. Yeah, he said he is completely done with Twitch and he's going to Mixer, but the funky thing is, I think they said they're going to be paying, it's a rumor, it's not true, but he'd be getting paid like $960 million or something.
For 6 years.
Ooh,
For
which is
6
like, huh?
That's some LeBron status right there.
LeBron?
Like-
That's not even LeBron status, that's way above LeBron.
Who was the player that was in the NBA? I think it actually was LeBron, but he was making like 8,000 for like every second he played a game. Not the entire season.
That might have been LeBron, I don't know, man.
I remember seeing that. I was like, nigga, I wish I could make $8,000 a second for every time I worked.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's not even truly working. That's playing a game you love. Like, I understand it's hard work to be an NBA player. You gotta, stay fit, keep that physique, always practice so you're better than the next guy. But if you're in the NBA, that obviously means you love what you're doing. So, for someone like that, they get paid $8,000 a second, and for someone like Ninja, who, in all honesty, he sits in his room and plays video games all day. 900, if it's possible that he's getting paid 960 million, like 40 million shy of a million for 6 years to stream Fortnite. Dude, I don't want to say that's goals, but it kind of is.
He did the thing that every like when we were kids, we could only dream about stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Playing video
Honestly,
games
if I
as a
told someone like 10 years ago, like, yo, there's gonna be a guy that's gonna make a multi-millionaire, and all he does is play video games, and you watch him, like, everybody in the world would laugh at me, honestly.
He does make in an interview somewhere he said he does make 6 figures a month.
Yeah. It's all them damn brand deals and all those 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder if this man, because this is for 5 years. I wonder if this man's gonna get burnt out
6.
by then, or 6 years. Like,
I mean, I'm sure he's allowed to switch up what he's streaming,
Does
but
he
I think it's
play,
6 years to
No,
stream
he can
exclusively
stream
on
whatever he
Mixer.
wants. He just has to stream on Mixer
Yeah.
but how often though?
whenever he streams.
Because that's a lot of money. They're gonna expect him to stream often.
He streams every day. His job is to stream, so
He streams 6-7 days a week.
yeah.
That is draining.
He streams twice a day actually.
Jesus.
At least back when I know he was way more popular a couple months ago, he streamed twice a day. He had like a regular show where he wouldn't swear or anything like that, and then he'd have like Ninja After Dark, and then he would like be his normal self.
After we got gold, like, the fuck did you say to me, you little shit?
What the fuck did you say to me, you little shit?
Bro, that's just ridiculous. But do you
Gotta love
guys
Ninja,
think that this would cause more people in general to go to Mixer, or
I
I
think
feel like people will go to Mixer if they're getting if Microsoft is cutting a check like that, people will go to Mixer. If not, and they have a big enough base on Twitch, they're not leaving Twitch.
yeah, because Ninja's huge, but that's only one.
let me
guy,
tell you
so
what it'll be. It's not going to be
unfortunately,
people moving to Mixer.
Yeah, not everybody's gonna leave Twitch because that's still the #1 streaming platform. Even
No, it's gonna be people wanting Twitch to pay them more, creators wanting to pay them more, or else they'll go. It's basically empowering the streamer to be able to go to, the network and be like, hey, if you don't pay me, I'm gonna stream for somebody else. I'm gonna make them money. Then what are you gonna do?
So you think it's gonna be a matter of the streaming platforms are gonna kind of bid with their streamers?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'll give
Yeah.
you this much. You'd be like, yeah, this
It's
guy's
gonna
giving
be
me
like the NBA draft, man. I'm telling you.
the streamer
I'm
draft
telling you.
is here, boys. Twitch has drafted this random guy that plays League of Legends.
Old Tyler won.
Of course. Oh man, Tyler won. That guy.
Tyler won. Tyler won. No. Did he get banned from Twitch?
Did he?
I think so. It wouldn't surprise me. All that screaming and just unneededness.
This man's been banned from Twitch, or not from Twitch, League, countless times.
Is it because he's toxic or just because?
Yeah, he's just toxic and shit like that.
Well, I mean, he plays Draven. So.
Who? Tyler won?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got banned for a couple of years for being too toxic.
For a couple years. God damn.
I think he got banned for a little while. I'm pretty sure he's unbanned now, but he's not going back to League.
Can you imagine being just so toxic that a company's like, you're banned for like a couple years, man. Bye.
Originally, it was you're banned forever.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it took the community begging Riot for months to hashtag free Tyler one, hashtag reform streamer.
He's not a reformed streamer.
I know. Well, the whole thing was he had to be a variety streamer and prove. Basically, he was proving to Riot that he's changed and should be allowed to have an account again.
That was a tangent.
I don't know. At the same time, Riot was struggling a little bit. They lost like half their player base, so they're just like, oh, wait, we gotta actually promote our game now.
We gotta make people like us. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was back.
Hey, but that kind of concludes what I have for gaming. Let's move on to a little bit of news in the hip hop segment. First thing is, our Skittle head mouth.
We got some knockout topics. Which one do you want to start with?
This is Skittles over here. Tekashi 69 getting released from jail.
Mr. Test my gangster and taste the rainbow, huh?
Oh my god.
This nigga is he snitched on his entire crew.
Wait,
Everyone else is getting like 10, 20 years. He only got like 2 months in jail, and now he's getting out in 6 months.
Oh my god. So 6ix9ine, what? This man got locked up for racketeering. Right?
Racketeering charges.
Yeah.
He was about to get life in prison.
Yeah,
He
then,
snitched. Yeah, you know how hard you gotta snitch to go from life to like 2 years.
That's a long time.
This
But,
nigga must
yeah.
have told on everyone. He
Oh,
must
yeah.
have. This nigga must have known who killed Tupac. Like.
True. But if you don't know what racketeering is, it's basically just running an organized gang, which is, you know, a pretty serious offense.
It's,
And,
he ran his own like set of the Bloods and everything.
yeah.
6 months.
Like a lot of people, they were yelling like, "Oh, free 6ix9ine, this and that." It's just like, bro,
No!
do you know how serious
What?
his charges are? Like this man was putting out hit orders.
This man put a hit on Chief Keef, and I know you niggas love Sosa. Like.
Oh man. Oh, Chief Keef, that's a whole nother story.
You know his baby mama's is pregnant again.
Wait, Chief Keef's mom?
His baby mama.
Oh, his baby mom. I didn't know
I think it's
about
with
that.
this kid again. This nigga's got like 13 kids, by the way.
Jesus.
Chief Keef has like 13 kids. He can't keep his dick in his pants.
Anyways, but yeah, Tekashi snitched on his whole crew, so he got a much reduced sentence.
Much?
Um,
Nigga, that's an understatement.
An utterly significantly reduced sentence. But
Life imprisonment done 2 years.
anyways, yep.
This nigga must have spilled the beans.
Yeah, you might be hearing more Tekashi 6ix9ine coming your way for music in the next probably.
If he releases more music, he cannot speak about gang-related shit anymore.
Oh,
He
really
snitched
can.
on his entire crew.
I don't even know if this man can.
He used to say, "I do not bend, I do not break, I will not fold." This nigga folded like a fucking lawn chair. Like this man. This man sold on his entire crew.
Alright. That's Tekashi 6ix9ine. Unless you got anything to say about that?
Bro,
I have
what?
nothing else.
There's nothing else to say, man. Like, what in the fuck is wrong with this dude? If someone doesn't kill him when he gets out, then I don't know what the hell we're even doing anymore.
This
Alright,
podcast
Josh.
does not advocate for the death of anyone.
I'm
We'll
not
put that
saying
out.
that somebody
And let's
should.
not
I'm
hear-
saying I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
Endless out here.
But we
putting
all
words on rappers.
know, if Tekashi 6ix9ine is unfortunately attacked or in the worst case murdered, everyone's gonna say, "Bruh, he didn't deserve it. He was just confused kid." Da 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 da. Even though he put out hits and everything, like I'm not saying he should die at all. What I'm trying to say is he's put out hits. He's shot at people. He's threatened to kill people. And on top of that, when it came down to it, he snitched like a bitch. He blew more whistles than Edward fucking Snowden. And he got 6 months, like he's getting out in 6 months. He was only in jail for, I want to say, a good year and a half. And probably by the time he gets out, it's going to be 2 years. Meanwhile, his homies are getting like 30 years, 20 years. I think someone actually caught a life sentence. Like, and it's all because, like I said, he sang like a, he sang like a fucking canary.
Yeah, that's the lowdown on 6ix9ine. Let's see what's up with him probably next year.
We'll
Anyways,
get back to you on that in 6 months.
alright. Talk about a guy that probably will never get out of prison, TK. He was found guilty of murder, and he basically just faced his life in prison. I'm pretty
That
sure.
was he got 55 years on his first murder charge.
Well, you got another one, and he faced more, right?
He got another one, and that one is carrying like he got the short end of, like, not the short end of the stick, but he got like the lighter sentence out of everyone for that first murder case. Because that was a robbery and a murder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's in Florida, so he could honestly get the death penalty from that, but he didn't, which is good. I mean, no one should die, but you know, it's kind of an exchange. He's still getting this nigga. He is, I think, 19, 17.
Jeez.
He's not getting out till he's at least 60, like 70 something probably.
Oh, is he?
So
But are they going to try him for his other murder trial, or
they are, yeah. He still has his he still has like 2 more murder trials and like an
Jesus.
assault trial or something like that.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
want to say.
Honestly, when I say this movie's about to face light,
Yeah, we're probably never going to see TK again.
unfortunately.
But that's the opposite end of the spectrum for 6ix9ine. That is what happens when you do all this crazy shit. You live with your rapping, and you don't bend, break, or fold. You get sent life in prison.
Yeah.
Moral of the story, kids: don't be a gangster. It's not worth it. All that time in jail and the probability of losing your life, it's not worth it, man. Just get a job, nigga. Like, go to Wendy's or Subway or Walmart, pick up an application. You're probably gonna make more money in the long run, just based on the fact that you won't be in jail.
Honestly, I don't know. Some people just watch Scarface and they just want that. They want to be the boss, be the big man, stuff like that. But
Scarface died. People
Yeah, he
forget
did.
that. Scarface died in that movie. He gets gunned down violently.
yeah.
You don't want to be like Scarface.
That's the scoop on TK. For TK, Lil Tay, yeah, TK.
AK-47.
And then another rapper out here, Lil Nas X. He blew up this past year with Old Town Road, and now it might be coming to bite him in the ass because he's being sued $25 million for it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was like over sampling issues or something like that.
Yeah, so the thing is, he's actually getting sued by the same person for another song off of his album. But the person is saying that he used a sample off of their song. I think his name was like Bill Headway, something like that. But he's getting sued because they're saying that he used the sample without permission on 2 songs. One is actually named "Carry On," and that happens to be the name of the song that the person saying he sampled, and of course "Old Town Road." And the problem is, Lil Nas X has like 65 million versions of Old Town Road, and that's just, the guy's like, no, I'm taking all your money, nigga. Billy Ray Cyrus can't save you now. So we'll see how everything plays out. I think it's gonna end up the same way it ended up with Juice WRLD, and most of the money Lil Nas X made off of Old Town Road is gonna go to this dude. Because I don't know if you would know what happened, but with Juice WRLD, he used for Lucid Dreams, he used a sample, and Sting actually got on his ass and was like, yeah, no, I want 90% of what you made off of this song. So I think he made a cool, like, 7 figures he lost,
God,
I want to say.
Jesus.
7 or 8 figures off of that.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah, music industry is brutal. These people
music industry is savage, bro.
don't care.
They do not.
I've never heard the song "Carry On," and honestly, I don't even know how like legal disputes work with things like this. The fact of
It's
like,
mainly just, he took my sample. Did he really take your sample? No, I didn't. I think he did. Then it's up to a jury, I think. And they're like, all right, pay this nigga money. And then it gets all settled. But it just depends on who gets out the better.
yeah, I guess who the jury listens to more, Lil Nas X or Bobby Caldwell, looks like.
Yeah, Bobby Caldwell.
But I don't know. I wonder what I mean, I already know Billy Ray Cyrus is probably gonna be out here like defending Lil Nas X, so that's probably gonna make a interesting
Lil Nas X wants to
dynamic.
take a Maserati. Of course he's gonna defend him.
Yeah, this is gonna make an interesting dynamic for this lawsuit. Another rapper. All right, this is one I actually listened to. One of my personal favorites. He has been locked up in Sweden. His name is ASAP Rocky. If you haven't heard of him, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
You're my nigga A$AP Rocky.
But basically, I'm pretty sure the story behind this is he was with his bodyguards and some people. They were like following him, trying to take some pictures and stuff. But they weren't trying to take pictures at the time. But and the people, they started getting mad. They started smashing headphones on his bodyguard, and they eventually just broke out into a fight. I'm pretty sure there's video footage that showed like ASAP and his crew. They weren't trying to fight anybody. and like it's the other dudes that really started it and they really provoked them and all that stuff. But I heard that President Donald Trump is actually getting involved, saying that ASAP should be released from Sweden. So Endless, let's see your thoughts on this.
And all I know is Donnie T talked to the Prime Minister already, and he said that things are looking good. But this is about the single dumbest thing that I've heard. And like, how do you, like, how does this even happen? Like, what if you're Sweden? What is the purpose of keeping an international celebrity locked up? Like, what are they getting out of this? Like, I don't
want to make an example out of this nigga for something.
Why?
I don't know what.
Why?
But it's, yeah, the entire thing is just really retarded because there's video footage of the guy starting it.
Yeah.
And A$AP Rocky and his bodyguard are like, we don't want any problems at all, but these people keep pressing us. And it's like,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, it's not like A$AP Rocky's stupid or anything like that. Like, I've seen this man, like, talking in interviews. I saw the Noisy documentary on him. And, like, he knows what he has. And he's not like some of these other rappers that are just going to do stupid shit in Israel. Like,
6ix9ine.
Shut up. This doesn't really... Because, like, I remember at one point he got into a fight at one of his concerts. Like, he just went to the crowd and started wailing on people. But, that was a whole other story. That's when he was, like, newer in the game. But this just really just seems out of the ordinary, pretty odd for him. Especially for someone that's been around for a while, didn't expose.
And it's not even one of those things where it's like, okay, it just went really south really fast. It's not even one of the I was gonna say earlier. It's not even one of the, like, you know how they say, hey, you can take the nigga out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the nigga.
Yeah.
It's not even one of those things. Like, he didn't want to start the fight at all. They just kept pressing him, and all he felt he could do was fight back. And it's sad because that's all he really could do. He started swinging on him and his bodyguard.
Yeah,
like,
this is like self-defense at that point.
like, he quite literally couldn't have done anything else. They attacked him. But apparently they're not, like, the people who attacked him aren't getting shit for it. And only him and his bodyguard are being held and all that stuff. And apparently he's being held in, like, some really shitty conditions too. Which I heard, I was like, that's really fucked up. They're really trying to make an example out of him with this one. But as Josh said, Endless said, it's like, what's the point? What are you getting out of this?
Oh, man.
It's not like he's a war prisoner. It's like we're at war with Sweden. And it's like, oh, we got one of your celebrities. No, he was just doing a show. Or he's not even doing a show, he's just visiting Sweden.
Yeah, true.
Probably trying to do some fashion shit, because we know that nigga loves to dress up.
Honestly, like, this man's literally been in GQ magazine just for fashion.
Yeah, like...
That man loves fashion, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was in Sweden for something like that. I think Josh
Bye.
just left. Anyways,
Second time.
the last person we're going to talk about, I don't spend too much time on it. but
Fucking
so
banger of a topic,
Slim
but...
Jesus is when was the last time anyone's talked about Slim Jesus? But yeah, Slim Jesus, he calls out
I hang with
Lil
savages.
Tecca. I've never even heard of Lil Tecca. I don't even know who this guy is. But basically, Lil Tecca, I'm pretty sure, came out and said that, you know, he's involved in all this gang crazy shit. He's just normal. But and Slim Jesus is all here like, oh, when I came out and said this, you know, rap game murdered me. Now everyone's just like, oh, whatever, with this Lil Tecca guy. Until I know you're a pretty big Slim Jesus fan, you go to all his concerts.
Nigga, what the fuck? Speak for yourself, boy. I only brought up the topic because this shit is hilarious. No one gives a fuck about Slim Jesus, and he came out of pocket. It was like, man, when I was coming up, he even used the phrase, when I was coming up. Like, he's been in the game for a while. No, nigga, you were a flash in the pan because you were a white guy that was talking about drill music shit. Anyway, he was getting all upset that people were not calling out Lil Tecca for the fact that he is rapping all this gang shit and isn't living it. And then Slim Jesus was like, man, when I did that, y'all tried to get me out of hip hop, you killed my career, you came up and tested my gangster, it's because I'm white, isn't it? And everyone was like, shut the fuck up, dog. No one cares at this point. You have people like Drake saying he's got mob ties, but everyone knows he does not. Like, it's 2019. You can be whoever you want in the rap game.
You're right. Oh my god, bro.
If you want to taste the rainbow because you got a blicky, then turn around and say you ain't got it, and then get out in 2.5 years, you can do that.
You know, Lil Nas X came out as being bi, I'm pretty sure.
He's gay. He said he's gay.
I would imagine that man's bi. But, you know, like, rap, they don't want to talk about fucking bitches and shit. You know, a lot of people in rap that listen to rap calls are homophobic, so, you know, that's pretty significant, if you ask me.
It's 2019. You can do whatever the fuck you want in the rap game nowadays.
Hey, man,
If you were to go back just 10 years ago, no one would get away with this shit at all. If you go back to like 2011 with niggas like Chief Keef, Lil Reese, back when everyone else was coming up, like J. Cole and Kendrick, they would not get away with this shit.
No.
Oh, he a snitch? Fuck that nigga. We ain't fucking with him no more. Next thing you know, 2019, people like Tekashi 6ix9ine getting out in 2.5 years of snitching on his entire crew. People are already like, yeah, I can't do this song with this man.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't know, man. Rap is weird. I also think it's because it's part of the radio to blame. Because like I remember I was listening to, I think it was Sirius XM one time, one of the channels, and like the host on it, she said like, oh, you know, these people like Juice WRLD, all these little people, Lil Uzi, you know, they're like 17, 19, 20, you know, they're just some kids, so give them a break, guys, you know, just give them a break. And I'm just here like, what do you mean I should give these guys a break? They're out here making thousands, millions of dollars for putting out crap, and I should give them a break because they're a kid? Like, nah. I feel like the radio has a part to play with this whole, like, oh, just like, give these people a chance, just give them a break, like, yeah.
I mean,
that shit 10 years ago. No, 10 years ago, you had to be right. Not even 10 years. Yeah, 10 years ago, back in 2009, 2011, 2012, you had to be right, or you would not make it through the game.
I mean, I think the rap game right now is just a fickle thing because you could, like I said, get away with pretty much anything. I know there's a rapper right now. He's not really a rapper. He's more like a YouTube rapper. His name is Dax. And like the running meme with him is that every song he does, he talks about how he used to be a janitor when he was in college. And apparently it came out that he could have had a much better job, but he thought the fact that he was a janitor was a much better story for his come up.
I guess, but like, alright.
That's disingenuous, and I don't support that kind of shit. Like, come on, if you could have had a much better job, just take the better job. If you're really that serious about being a rapper, you don't have to have a sob story.
Yeah, true.
And look at Bobby Biracial.
Oh my god.
He ain't got a sob story. I mean, I don't think he does. I don't know, he does not. Like, he had a pretty affluent life. But, you know, he's at a pretty good place.
I mean, vast majority of people in rap, they all have come-up stories, so, you know, it's like, what you're going to say is probably something we've already heard or won't be, like, super surprising, so, you know, I don't think having a real come-up story is all that big in rap, at least. Usually the guy that, like, came from nothing and made something, that usually makes the best stories, but, like, we heard that already in rap, like,
Yeah.
99%.
Every rapper, every
from the
nigga in
gutter.
rap is from the gutter. They had to sell drugs just to get by.
Yeah.
They fucked their baby mama, and now she don't want them. Da 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 da. Like,
we heard all
What,
that
yeah.
already. Like, I mean, good for you that you came up and all, but it's just like, I
there's
feel like your
other
your
things
come-up
than
story-
rollies, and the fact that, you know, you had to push that weight just to get by.
Come up story ain't as big as it used to be. If you ask me, it's all about. If you ask me, it's all about what you're doing now.
Like, I don't think the cosign is as big as it used to be. Like, it used to be back in the day, if some bigger artist was like, oh yeah, I fuck with that guy. And it used to carry a lot more weight, because you used to be able to, like, know, okay, that person is probably pretty good. But nowadays, a lot of people get cosigns and they're, like, not even good.
Yeah.
Or they're industry plants, which is
Yeah.
probably worse.
I think it's a matter of just money, really. Like these big studios, these big record labels, they just have a guy. Here, hold on a second. What was I saying? Oh yeah, these big record labels, they just hear a guy. They're just like, all right, we can probably get money out of him for next 2-3 years, and he'll just be gone. You know, that's just how the cookie crumbles for some of these dudes.
That's a lot. Like, oh, I know. I've had a lot of labels are actually doing that. Like, I know for people that have passed, like Lil Peep and XXXTentacion, the labels lost out on money because they died, and it's unfortunate that a lot of labels are seeing it that way. So they're tapping into that market of those sad, depressed kids that were using their music to cope with shit like that. So that's why you get people like Jumex and Juice WRLD and shit like that. It's like I said, you can be whoever you want in the rap game nowadays. Just make sure your story's good.
Yeah, true. With that whole like,
make sure you're not lying is all I'm trying to say.
With that whole like In Your Feels rap, I mean it's changed a lot because In Your Feels rap used to be more like yeah, this is what I was back in the days, reflecting on it, this, that, and third, how far I came and all that. Now it's like actual like life shit, like deep shit.
I could argue that Drake started actually not even Drake. Kid Cudi started the whole In Your Feels, like my life is not what I want it to be, even though I have all this money.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Because Cudi came out with Man on the Moon, and that entire time he was talking about, I am fucking depressed.
Yeah. It's not the life that everybody thinks it is, money, cars, clothes, and hoes. It's not
sometimes, even though that's all a nigga knows, it's not the best in the world.
Yeah.
Money, clothes, hoes, that's all a nigga knows.
Money can't buy everything, as the old saying goes.
Money can't buy you happiness.
True. But anything you have to add in? Wrap it up here.
Do not support 6ix9ine when he gets out of jail. That is all.
Oh my god. I really do wonder what that man's gonna do, because I don't even think he can go back to rap.
He cannot.
Might be able to, but
he would have to go to like singing. Like he has to start singing songs.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Oh,
like
yeah,
he cannot do like any more gangster rap. Shit like fucking Gummo can never happen again. He has to stick to shit like Fifi.
Without a doubt. I don't know, especially with these dudes that be trying to sing, like, please just stop. Like, you are horrible.
Like I said, some of them are good. Some of them are good. 6ix9ine, not good. I would not recommend his singing songs.
It's more like, if you're gonna try to sing and rap, listen to Nate Dogg first, please.
Listen to Nate Dogg. Listen to Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Please. If you're gonna be a rapper and you want to be able to sing, Nate Dogg, Lauryn Hill. If they're too old school for you, Drake's pretty good. Kid Cudi's pretty good. J. Cole, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Frank Ocean is a pretty good rapper for a singer. Chris Brown is a pretty good rapper for a singer.
Yeah. It's just like get singing lessons, man. Like
yeah.
I remember it was a long time ago, but I read something that said like everybody has the capacity to sing. They just need to train themselves to do it. So it's just like honestly, you can honestly be so much better if you actually learn how to properly sing and all that shit.
And a lot of these people, they already have money. They have songs on the radio. There's such thing as royalties. You probably have enough money to take a couple singing lessons. Are you gonna look like a bitch for taking singing lessons? Possibly. I don't think so.
Maybe,
I think that's kind of respectable if you want to perfect your craft.
Exactly.
Make yourself a better artist.
You just try to get better. Like, anything, that would be more respect. Like yeah,
I understand some people could be like, oh, I only got God-given talent. Okay, not everyone has God-given talent. Just work for it.
It's just like,
hey,
if you say
I
like,
make it better too. I had to work being able to sing.
True. It's just like, if you say that you're taking singing lessons to make your music better, like, people are gonna appreciate that. Like, no one's gonna shame you. People are gonna be like, alright, dope, let's hear it. And when you come through, sign that ass like a shoe, and you sound hella nice, people won't fuck with you.
Come through, slide that ass like a shoe.
I'm gonna slide. Yeah, that's another great example of a sing rapper.
That's a great example of someone who had the entire world ahead of them and fucked it up because he didn't know how to keep his mouth shut.
This your boy Scott from the barber shop.
Not even that. I'm talking about B.O.B. just in general. He just had to not say anything stupid for the rest of his career, but he fucked that up. Apparently he believes the earth is flat.
Oh, B.O.B. I don't know. People always trying to become a meme nowadays. And
hey man, best way to get success, you know?
Yeah, but here, when you're a meme, it fucking sucks. I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, look at that song, look at Old Town Road. That was a meme. Now it's like the biggest song in the country.
Lil who?
Like, ever. Lil Nas X, Old Town Road?
Oh, Old Town Road. I thought you said Lil Tyrone. I was like,
No.
who the fuck is Lil Tyrone?
Sure, that's a rapper. Let's be real here. I kind of want to on the podcast, look up Lil Tyrone and see if this is a real thing. Hold
Oh
on.
my god. But, oh yeah, also PSA, if you're gonna sing, take singing lessons. If you're gonna get in a rap, please do not be Lil or Young. Please come up with an original name for the love of God. No
Lil
one-
Tyrone, for listening on SoundCloud.
Lil Tyrone, what? I can't. But yeah, please don't put Lil or Young in your name. Like, we already have enough of those, and like, you won't stand out. How bad is it? How bad is it?
I'm just gonna send this to you. Put this in the link or the description. This is everyone needs to see this. This is some gold right here.
Lil Tyrone, why is it a little kid? What?
Let me send you the song I was listening to that made me laugh.
Alright,
Anyway,
I'll put it in the description. Anyways, gonna wrap the podcast up. Give your closing remarks and tell the God.
Ultimate Alliance 3 is probably the best
What
game on the
is
Switch right now.
I'm not putting this in the description.
Ultimate Alliance 3 is the best game on the Switch right now.
Yeah,
My
you
Friend
didn't
is
talk about
Pedro
that.
is the best game out right now.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Hey, it's a good game. All right,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
actually
really good
got-
game. If you have the money, buy it. It's like $15. Buy it.
I got around to playing My Friend Pedro. I downloaded it and it is hella fun. Just hella fun. That's all I got to say.
Let's see. In terms of music, right now, probably just their 305 is really killing it. Anon and Denzel Curry. If you haven't listened to those albums, we talked about on the last podcast. Listen to those. They're probably the best albums of the year right now. Marvel, slow down whatever you're doing. Give us a good couple years, I want to say, before you go back into everything. TV shows. There's not much going on in TV.
Yeah.
That's all.
Alright, but yeah. As Intel said, be sure to listen to Denzel Curry, his new album Zoo, and Anon's album There Is No Threat, both from Florida. We talked about them in the last podcast. But I don't really have anything else to say. Just keep your mouth shut, keep doing right, stay out of trouble, kids. Read a book, do something, read an audiobook, or listen to an audiobook. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Auspicious Conversation out.